Hey, what's up y'all? Alex here. I couldn't get my reaction to the Ina-Dai presentation up due to difficulties, so I thought that instead I'd make a video where I go over all the stuff we've seen in the presentation and give a lot of my thoughts on them. All I can say is, sorry to keep you waiting, and let's just get on with it. Hino proudly starts off the stream by saying that the game is finally nearing completion, and that the amount of delays didn't hinder the amount of content in the game. In fact, the content of the game has been increased. He then goes on to talk about some gameplay changes, like the game tempo being lowered to make it easier to understand changes between offense and defense by adding new animations to when stuff happens, like getting into a focus battle or stuff like that, or every time the ball is stolen. Through passes, which to be honest I didn't even know were a thing until he mentioned it, are being changed to how they work. You don't necessarily need to press a button for them anymore. The game will just determine whether it's better to do a through pass or a normal pass. He talks a bit about LNR Auto, aka One Touch Breakthrough, and how it's supposed to fare well even against real players. Honestly, I don't really see myself using this mechanic too much. Again, I need my hands on the game before I can say anything, but it really doesn't look like making the game do it itself is gonna be better than just doing it myself. We see some new shooting real skills being showcased for a split second. We see Sakarizaki lifting the ball up and kicking it, and we also see Raika do a curve finesse shot, whatever you want to call it. I think this might be actually pretty good because it just goes around castle walls. I'm really excited, I'm really excited about Victory Road is seeing all the new real skills. That's gonna be so awesome to sink my teeth in when the game comes out. He goes on to talk about sweet spots and surprise attacks. Surprise attacks is when you get one-on-one with the keeper, and if you shoot in a certain amount of time, your shot's gonna be stronger. Sweet spot is when you select a certain part of the net and it kind of turns red, and that means the shot is going to be powered up slightly. I don't know by how much, they didn't really tell us. From the looks of it, Commander mode seems to have been turned into more of a spectator mode. I think it was mentioned in the stream that they had to cut it due to time, or maybe I'm just pulling it out of my ass, but for now, Commander mode is going to be a glorified spectator mode, where you just sit back and watch the game play itself, like a coach would do. Which, in my opinion, really sucks because I really liked the idea of the Commander mode before this. I really hope they can add it back in post-launch. And if they don't, at least let us give commands to the players before the match. That would be really cool. Switch touch controls and orientations have been completely scrapped. Like the thing where you could turn your Switch portrait and it would play like the DS games. Yeah, that's not a thing anymore. They're going to be replacing that with the mouse controls for Switch 2. During the story, there will be several training phases where you have to train or play a training match to progress the story. I like this addition. It feels more realistic to the Inazuma 11 anime as a whole, and just the games have been lacking in that department, I'd say. And it really fits Nagumohara as this new and underpowered team. Just train a lot to achieve their goals. I really like this. For a split second, we can see buttons for Re-Story and Extend Story. As far as I know, Re-Story is just New Game Plus. This is the mode you'll be playing if you want to recruit the other selectable characters. You will have to play it at least twice after you beat the game to get the remaining selectable characters you haven't chosen, which is freaking whack. There's also an Extend Story button beneath this one, which could be like a DLC expansion of sorts. Maybe some new storylines or game-exclusive teams and stories like we used to have in the previous games. For example, with Prominence or Diamond Dust or the Apostles from the Sky and Devil Army Z. Now I got some juicy information about Chronicle Mode. So, on launch, Chronicle Mode will cover from OG up until Chronostones, described by Hino as 5 years worth of Inazuma 11. Because of rights issues, the part of the Inazuma 11 Cross Downball Senki movie will be added in the post-launch. So we're not getting the Desperados in Chronicle Mode, we're not getting Inazuma Legend Japan match in Chronicle Mode, at least not for now. They will add that as soon as they get the rights problems fixed. The Galaxy Chronicle route will be added in December, the Ares route in January, and the Orion route in February. Now, as much as I think it sucks to have these released pretty much 3 months after the game releases, I totally understand it. Like, at this point, just give us the game. We can wait for Galaxy Eras and Orion. Quality of life improvements have been added, such as player bank sorting or equipment viewing for your entire team. While we're speaking about the player bank, Hino mentions that it's been developed specifically with transferring players to future games in mind. This pretty much confirms that this isn't the final Inazuma 11 game, and also Inazuma 11X might be some sort of Pokemon Home-like app. Let's talk about the Abilearn board for a bit. Apparently, the Abilearn board will progress by itself on a recommended route as you level up, so if you don't want to bother with customizing it for everyone in your team, you can just level up your players and it will just do it for you. It also looks like training beans will be used here to increase the players' stats. You can choose up to 3 training beans if I'm right. There's also an icon with a star that I can only assume is the player's title and unlocks when you reach level 30 question mark. It also looks like you'll be able to replace talent skills, which are the 3 default moves the player gets ingrained into their moveset, so the ones that you can't remove. You can replace them with an item, meaning you can fully customize a moveset, and it also allows for a move to reach evolution level 5. Due to how we've been told move evolution works in this game, which by the way, I am not pleased with. Could just be me, but I'd rather just like kit up my player with my favorite moves than sacrifice a slot just to evolve one of their Hisatsu. I don't know, I really hope they go back on this change. I really don't want to waste my slots just for move evolution when I play ranked or something. I really just like the creativity they've always given us, and I really hate when they want to take that away. Back to some good news, the amount of characters in this game increased to 5,400 from 5,200. The fan-made managers from Inazuma 11 SD have been spotted in the game. Battle-based Stadium will have special fighting game-like dialogue for teams that play against each other, regardless of if they played in canon or not. This is honestly really cool. This just gives so much personality to all the matches you're going to play in this mode. Hino goes on to show the underwhelming 2-player co-op mode, but this time with some good news, Hino will be adding a proper co-op mode like in the old games. I think post-launch, he said. I'm not entirely sure about that, but I am happy to hear that it's finally going to be like the old games. I am so excited about playing this with my friends, and if you guys didn't want to hop in on the fun, you can always ask in the comments. Hino yaps a bit about Kizuna Station, nothing interesting or new so far. Though I do want to mention that this mode is weirdly something that I'm really excited for. And I say weirdly because everyone I've heard has been bashing on this mode for just not being interesting. But honestly, like, I think I have so much fun with this. I don't know, just the idea of like having all my favorite players walking around in my town and also being able to like hang around here with my friends just sounds so awesome to me. I'm gonna have hours and hours piled into this mode. And this also transitions into my next topic, the avatar customization, because this is where you'll be customizing your avatar. And Hino said that the avatar customization in this is incredibly massive, like you can pretty much create anyone you want. And by God, I am praying for just like one last hope that you can make multiple custom characters. I know it's pretty much confirmed at this point that you can only make one, but I'm still holding out hope just because I'd sink so many freaking hours into that. You guys have no idea. I made like specific videos about it, like recreating characters in the avatar customization mode. It was just, yeah, I want this game so bad. I want it. We get some info on how long the game will actually take to complete. Hino says that depending on the player, the game will take up to 80 to 100 hours of playtime to finish, and that for true fans, the hours will be endless. You guys cannot see this, but I'm touching my chest right now, as in like my heart, because damn, that shit hit hard. When you do finish the game, story mode will link with Chronicle mode, meaning you'll get everything you had from story mode into Chronicle mode and vice versa. So play the game with caution if you wish to have a character from Victor Road in your Chronicle mode Ultimate 11. That's gonna make it a bit more complicated for me. I was planning to make one story mode episode, then the other would be a Chronicle mode episode. I guess I can still do that, but I want 2 Victory Road characters in my Chronicle mode Ultimate 11, so I will have to finish story mode before Chronicle mode to have those two. One piece of advice that we're given by Hino this time is for the final battle of story mode, we should have at least 1 hour and 30 minutes of free time. This indicates that the end of story mode is gonna have a massive amount of runtime and cutscenes. So I am really excited to see like what's gonna happen like with Haru and Unmei in this final match. He then goes on to show the performance for every single platform Victory Road will be available on. I'm just gonna quickly slap this on screen and you can pause and see the performance for your specific platform. Hino addresses some backlash in regards to the gacha-like summoning animations for the packs in Victory Road. Fans are worried that this means the game will have microtransactions, and Hino just goes on to say that is not a thing they're currently planning to add to the game. The Deluxe Edition rewards for Inazuma 11 Victory Road have been increased. To start it off, we'll now get 30 training beans of each, instead of just 5. Additionally, now instead of getting a free legendary Fey Rune Spirit, you'll now get to choose one of 8 legendary spirits to get. The choices being between Kazemaru, Sumeoka, Fubuki, Hiroto, Fudo, Kirino, Fey Rune, and Kinako. So at the time of recording this, the Switch pre-orders are still not out, but they will be announced on Twitter by the man himself, Akihiro Hino, as soon as they're out. They might be out by the time you're watching this, depending on how long it gets me to post this. So yeah, you Switch users have fun with that. The Inazuma 11 Victory Road manga will begin serialization in CoroCoro on the 14th of November, exactly 1 day after the full release of Victory Road. Because of this, the mangaka in charge of the Inazuma 11 Victory Road manga and all the previous Inazuma 11 Victory Road mangas gives us a little congratulations speech. He praises us for our patience and hypes us up by saying Victory Road is absolute cinema. Okay, he didn't actually say that, but that's pretty much what he meant. After that, we finally get the music video for Inazuma and Victory Road's ending theme, Guidepost, by Hinano Iwasaki, who also did the versions of Aitsuo Taiyo Boy and Ryusei Boy from the beta test demo. She did an amazing job with this ending theme, and I highly suggest you go watch it if you haven't already. I also really like her cover of Aitsuo Taiyo Boy from the beta. It's just so, it feels so nostalgic to me. She will also be voicing Nishinomiya's coach, who shares a last name with one of the managers on the Nagumohara team. This might hint that they're related in some way, be it sister or mother or whatever. Last two big announcements before we get into the story trailers. Inazugo, a player codex or wiki of everything Inazuma 11 Victory Road, has already been released as of the recording of this video, and I'm sure you've seen someone cover it already, so I don't think I should bother with that. But basically, you can see all the models of the characters, you can like do a 360 view of them, and you can also see all the beautiful Isatsus animated in Victory Road. And people have discovered a few secrets with the use of this site, one of which I'm gonna mention later on when we're talking about the story trailers. Inazugo also seems to have an how to obtain tab for every character, which means you're gonna get detailed instructions on how to get every character in the game. Before the release of Victory Road, there will be a special 4-hour event that we currently do not know the contents of. Now we're finally getting into the story trailers. I'm incredibly hyped for Victory Road's story, not gonna lie. The first chapter they released was already amazing, and I just can't contain my hype. I'm sure this is gonna be one of the best story modes we've had so far. I will now cover the new stuff we've learned in this story trailer, because I assume if you're already watching this video, you already know the basic story of Victory Road, so there's no point in me getting into detail about that. We see a bigger glimpse of the showdown that Nagumohara and the baseball club are gonna have. We see a clash between Sakurazaki and Yagyu, which reminds me of Killer Fields from Season 3. We get some dialogue from Kodokai, talking about how he's never gonna be like Raika and how he doesn't trust in himself. I'm guessing this is gonna be like his story arc of him being bullied and not believing in himself, but he sees Raika as this overempowered person and he's trying to be like her, which also leads into a thing I'm gonna talk about later on. There's this huge scene with the whole Football Frontier opening ceremony where we get a glimpse of the new teams from story mode, like the new Teikoku and the new Hakuren, and I'm pretty sure there's one at the back that I think is brainwashing. A new piece of information we've learned about Haru's time at Nishinomiya is that apparently Ren will also be there, which I don't think we've heard about at all since this has been revealed to us. Also, Nagamahara gets stomped in the first match where they play against them. No, seriously, we've got people who know nothing about football but getting mesmerized at Haru playing. The glaze is actually insane. He's done nothing but Aura Farm for the past 4 years. What is that, 4 years? I think it's been 4 years since Haru has been revealed to us. We get some little clips of Hokuyo and Tofu Ikokukan, especially Hisatsu by their goalkeeper, which has been shown to us a while now in card form. This is the first time we're actually seeing the animation. Then we get introduced to this new team. Let me see if I can pronounce this right. They're called Kyomae Arashiyama. There are two things that intrigue me a lot about this team. One, they have Keshins, which means Keshins are in story mode. And two, they seem to have a history with Kisoji, who, if you guys didn't know, is my favorite Victory Road character as of now. Which gets me incredibly hyped for this match, specifically because of that. We see Kisoji have his whole fucking breakdown, because apparently these are, I think these are his old teammates, that's my theory. And God, why are they so mean to him? You should just call him an idiot in the middle of the field, and the guy just broke down in tears, like, my guy, what did he do to you? We get shown another new team, this time an all-girls team called Meiran Gakuen, in which we also see some sort of bouncing shot from Sakurazaki. I don't know, you can just see it bounce off the ground here. I don't know if this is going to be a new characteristic for shot Hisatsus or anything. We see one of Teikoku's new Hisatsu tactics. And we get dialogue from none other than Kido. Come on, you can't tell me that's not adult Kido. He sounds exactly like him. But I find what he's talking about more interesting. He is in fact talking about Miximax. Yes, Miximax in the football frontier. We then see a shot of Kodokai Miximax with who seems to be Raika. His character arc seems to revolve a lot around Raika. I really want to see where they go with this. I also really want to see what the hell Alice's deal is. It looks as if he's on par with Unmei in his managing skills, and also on par with Fubuki when it comes to talking to himself. The trailer transitions to a more dramatic scene where we see Ren hold Raimon's coach by the collar. Not too long after, it is revealed to us that Haru might be injured at some point in the story mode. Seeing as he's supposed to be this unstoppable force, I really wonder who managed to injure him like this. The next scene shows a conversation between Soramiya and Unmei, in which Soramiya says, "Unmei, let's keep playing soccer." So I have two theories to this. Either one, Soramiya will join Nagamahara at one point, or two, this kind of hints at Unmei playing soccer again, because it also shows a scene of them playing soccer as kids. So it's either one of those. I think the most likely one is the first one, because then again, I don't know how likely it is for Unmei to be able to play football. I do think that he's going to be recruitable in the post-game as a scout, but in story mode, I don't see that happening unless there's some power friendship bullshit or like something like that. We then get to see the actual match against Raimon in the story mode, and as it seems, Haru is not on the starting lineup, at least at the start of the match. Due to his injury, I assume he's gonna play in the second half only. It's actually kind of funny because Ren looks at the sky and acts all dramatic and talks about Haru like if he's dead or something, like, "Haru, let's get this started." Like, bro, what? Did Haru actually die? Is he like actually a figment of all of our imaginations, just like Unmei's? We go on to see some brand new Hisatsu from both Raimon and Nagamahara. We see Hisatsu like Bahamut Crash, God Fingers, and Dancing Turtle. But probably most important of all, we get a tease for Haru Endo's Hisatsu. Now, I'm gonna get back to a point I had when I was talking about Inazugo. Some time ago, a Reddit user was playing around with Inazugo to find secret new Hisatsus in Victory Road, and they found a Hisatsu called Meteoric Fire Tornado. And I think this could very well be Haru Endo's Hisatsu. I will of course credit the user on screen right now. Thanks to them again for the huge discovery. I'm just super hyped to see how this Hisatsu looks, because just from this 1 second, it looks amazing. I'm so excited. It reminds me a lot of Kazanrai from Galaxy, actually. We finally see Haru step on the pitch and the theme song of Victory Road starts playing. Now there's been a bit of a situation with the band that sings the Inazuma 11 openings because right before the presentation, the band announced that they're splitting up into two bands specifically, one of them being T-Piss and the other being Tons. T-Piss is the band that has re-recorded all the new Inazuma 11 Victory Road tracks, and it keeps the main singer plus a few new talents, and Tons is the band that kept a bunch of the old singers besides one who just straight up left. Part of me is kind of sad because I really like the Inazuma 11 openings and I was specifically waiting for Grand Finale to be released fully, and now that it's been re-recorded, it doesn't hit the same to me at least. I'm not saying that they're bad or anything, but I think that they were better before. But also part of me thinks this is freaking hilarious because I can just imagine Hino waking up one day and feeling proud of himself that he's finally able to get this game out. And he just sees that the band that has been making all the theme songs for his game is splitting up, and he's now gonna have to go into trouble with that, and the game might get delayed again, and oh no, and just like that's so hilarious to me. I'm so sorry for you, Hino. I hope you're doing well. Please get a lot of sleep after this because I can see those eye bags. During the theme song montage, we see a split second of what seems to be a playable Haru in story mode, which I guess means that at some point in the story we're gonna be playing as Haru. And as the trailer ends off, we get one of the biggest reveals we've had so far. There will be a new Zeus team in story mode, all with a new captain that seems to be worshipping Aphrodite. The design already has me hooked. They're already part of my Twitter banner. I'm so excited for this character specifically. Oh my god, I'm such a sucker for Zeus characters. After this, there's a Chronicle trailer, which reveals a few new stuff to us. Not as much as the new story mode trailer did, but a decent amount of stuff. We get to see Catenaccio counter for a second, which I don't know if this is its in-game animation or just a cutscene. I'm still really concerned about how they're gonna handle original Isasu tactics. I really hope they don't screw them up. And for all of you Nakata believers, there's still hope. In Inuzuko, you can see that there's a gap between Orpheus and the other team, with a number that's missing, that being 1919, which could very well be Nakata, but they're for some reason hiding it from us. The pitch mechanics from Go 1 are back, which is a feature I've always thought was really fun and cool. I really wish they kept doing that more. I mean, I guess they did with Go Galaxy a bit, but the gravities were kinda eh. We get to see more of the pack animations from Chronicle mode, and I've got to say, these look a lot like the walkout animations from FIFA, and I can't get that out of my mind. And the trailer ends off with a cutscene where we see Victorio have an encounter with Zalark, adult Zalark of all people. And also, a fun thing, it seems that they are in the Team Ogre Stadium, indicating that this happens at the end of Season 3. There's one more story trailer titled Fun is Endless, but there's not that much to go over, so I'm just quickly gonna skim over it. There's gonna be dialogue from characters in the middle of story matches. We see Raika beef with Yagyu for a sec. We get to see the advent calendar again, and we get to see the spec list at the end of the trailer. I translated this, and one major thing I found out was that counter shots are returning, which I don't think we've been shown so far. And that's pretty much all that I've managed to see from that final spec list. If there's anything else, feel free to correct me, but I think that's all the important stuff out of the way. And with that, the presentation is over. This presentation has gotten me hyped up to the extreme. I just can't wait for this game. And I really hope I'll be able to have a more stable uploading schedule once the game does come out. Though, I'm gonna say it now, the way I want to post videos would be that I will be playing the game in bulk, recording it all in one go, and I will cut up those long videos into shorter videos to post on YouTube. I think daily would be the best way to handle it. I'm saying this because I haven't really been stable with uploading. I really underestimated just how much goes into this, and I really didn't think my job and other stuff in my life would make it this hard for YouTube. But I'm still positive that I'm gonna be able to get Victory Road videos out consistently enough. But all that said, I hope that my video was helpful enough even though I was a bit late to the party. All I can say right now is see you all when the game comes out and let's have a ton of fun.